Hey guys, welcome to the deck profile for the Trollbel deck. This one's going to be a quick one. I'm just going to quickly go over the cards are in here, and you guys can go ahead and test out the deck if you want to. So we're going to jump right into it. We got the usual Yubels, 2-1-1. That's just the way that I like to run it, and I side in the second Terra Incarnate, like I say in all my deck profiles. This will probably be the quickest deck profile I've ever done. And it's really funny because coming up in my communications class where we have to give speeches, you have to instruct people on how to do something. So, as Yubel Mastery, what do you think I'm going to instruct my classmates on how to do? Yeah, I'm probably going to give a speech on how to construct a Yubel deck. Nothing too complicated. I'm probably not going to talk about Tinker and Synchroing or anything like that for the people who don't know Yubel. I'm probably just going to talk about the basics like Yubel, Doom Shaman, Armageddon Knight, and Grapher, Swing of Memory, Call the Haunted Limit Reverse, and the staples and stuff like that. But before I give my speech about how to make a Yubel deck, I gotta give my speech right now about how to construct this deck. And we're gonna continue with 2 Doom Shaman. I explain it, the reason why there's always 2 Doom Shaman in every single video. Assuming that one is in the hand and one is in the deck, you can still use Armageddon Knight to drop. In the Yubel deck now, there's actually 3 things that you want to drop, which is Yubel, Doom Shaman, and Tinker. Generally in that order. I mean, sometimes it might switch depending on your hand. You might want to drop Doom Shaman first to drop Tinker, because you just see, oh wow, this hand can really go into some synchroing plays. I've done that a handful of times, and sometimes I've won duels, and sometimes I've lost, because by the time it comes to the end of the duel, I'm out of synchro plays, and Yubel's not in the graveyard. It could lead to my loss, but 9 times out of 10 it usually leads to me doing some nice synchro plays, and generally leads to my victory. Lost a handful of duels with this deck. I mean, I had to vent. I stepped away, calmed down, had to remind myself that this is just a trading card game, and you know what, shit happens. Yu-Gi-Oh's kind of changed in that game where you're not really having fun anymore. You're just like, I want to win. I mean, people play Exodia decks. I don't even think that people who are playing Exodia decks are having fun. They just want to play the Exodia deck just to win. And now, since one day a piece is at 1, I don't know, they'll probably put in like 2 Threatening Wars and still try to go with it. I don't know. For those of you who are Exodia players. Yeah. Anyway, 2 Doom Shaman. Got that 1 Tinker. Some people like to play more than 1 Tinker, and I had to say, you shouldn't. Tinker's kind of there just to be the tuner. You drop him to the graveyard, and he's summoned back from the graveyard, you know? You really don't have to worry about him being in the hand or in the deck, because Doom Shaman can summon from the hand or the graveyard. So it really doesn't matter if Tinker's in your hand, because Doom Shaman can just bring him out of your hand. Grapher and Armageddon, of course. You know, I gotta have my consistency, so I love to run 3. As you saw in some of the videos, I didn't even draw a Grapher and Armageddon Knight, and that kind of sucked, because I run 3 of each. This deck's consistency, I believe, is up to like 70%. You know, you expect to get like at least something, but sometimes that just doesn't happen. And then we have the Troll aspect, we have the Thunderbird, and we have the Wind-Up Rabbit. Basically, this deck was just made to just sit on Terra Incarnate and blow up your opponent's monster, while summoning like Rabbit and Thunderbird to jump out of the way and come back and poke your opponent and just keep on trolling the hell out of them. I really didn't get to do that in any of the duels, and it kinda sucked. I definitely wanted to show it off, but felt like I just didn't do the deck properly. So, Brat Boy, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I thought I did an okay job with making the deck, but I just feel like I could have done a better job. Maybe I should have stepped away from the Doom Shaman. I know last deck profile I didn't have any of the Doom Shaman, and when Brat Boy said I should make this deck, I made it, and I just wanted to throw Doom Shaman right back in there. But maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe I should have ran like Tenki to get the rabbit to my hand and such. But most of the duels that I did with this, I didn't even get to summon Yubel, let alone be able to do the loop, so it kind of sucked. So those are our monsters. We got our 5 staples in the Yubel deck: the Monster Born, the Dark Hole, the Heavy Storm, the Foolish, and the Rhoda. I should have put, like I said, I should have put in Tenki to search for the rabbit. And what is he, a Thunder? I don't got anything to search with him. I mean, he's 1650, so even running Seahorse would have been like pointless. You know, like I said, 50 does make a difference, so I couldn't even run Seahorse to get him. 2 Pot of Dualities for consistency, as always. I mean, Yubel deck is kind of a slow deck, so you run that Pot of Duality usually in the middle of the game and in the beginning of the game. You know, you start that play like Armageddon Knight, drop a Yubel, set of them in reverse, Pot of Duality, and usually like in the middle of the game, with Terra Incarnate just sitting there stalling, being like, well, I'm sitting here stalling with Terra Incarnate. Might as well activate Powder Duality, see the next 3 cards, get the card I want, and then just end my turn. That's generally what I do. If I activate Powder Duality while sitting on a Terra Incarnate, I do not try to make any pushes. I don't try to summon Armageddon Knight or anything, because if I get Trundled, I don't get my Ultimate Nightmare. And that's what kind of makes Terra Incarnate really threatening, that once he's removed from the field, you get another card that's scary too. Not as scary. People don't think that Ultimate Nightmare is that good, and that's not really a threat, and that if Ultimate Nightmare had a form after it, it'd probably be better. But that's what one of the general things that makes Terra Incarnate such a scary card, is that knowing that once he's removed from the field, there comes another card. So if you activate Powder Duality and you summon something, your opponent Torrentals, they'll be like, ha, well you don't get to special summon Ultimate Nightmare, so that was easy. Got that 3 MSTs because this deck hates back row, you know. I'm trying to troll the hell out of you by destroying your monsters and summoning these monsters and poking you and jumping out of the way. I can't have you having that back row bothering me, so the deck runs 3 MSTs. 2 is fine, but this deck I was like, you know what, no, I'm just sick of the back row. And then most of the duels didn't help me, and I ended up losing anyway, but 3 MSTs nonetheless. We got the 3 calls and 3 Limit Reverse. Call can bring back Yubel too, but Limit Reverse is the card for Yubel. Zangan is banned, so the Limit Reverse can't grab the Zangan, because of course it's banned, but it can still grab Tinker, and then you get to see the top card of your deck, and either put it at the top or the bottom, so it's pretty good. I mean, if you don't have Yubel, and they ended up destroying your Limit Reverse, I don't know why you have Limit Reverse set with no Yubel. But shit happens when people duel. I don't know, I can't really think of an instant. And Call the Haunted is just good, all in general. I actually discovered something about Call the Haunted, and I've been misplaying it like the entire time. So for those of you who are wondering what I'm talking about when I tell you, and you're like, oh, you're fake, Yubel Mastery, I didn't really notice. I'm not sure if any other Yubel professionals know about this, but when you call the Haunted Armageddon Knight, you would think that you get his effect, right? When it's summoned, you get to drop a dark. But in actuality, Armageddon Knight has to be on the field to actually resolve its effect. So let's say that your opponent MSTs the face down, you chain and activate Call, you summon Armageddon Knight. Since the chain resolves backwards, the MST would destroy the call would be destroyed, destroying the Armageddon Knight. Armageddon Knight's not on the field to resolve its effect, so he doesn't get to drop a dark monster, which kinda sucks. I thought it was a common play, and apparently I've been misplaying for like years now, so I apologize if I've ever done that to any of you guys, or you guys have seen instances of that happen, because Armageddon Knight can't actually drop because he doesn't resolve. So, I apologize about that, and for those of you who knew and didn't tell me, why don't you tell me? You're just gonna let me go on cheating like that? I'm just kidding, but seriously, he doesn't get the effect to drop a dark. Limit Reverse, of course, you gotta run that Limit Reverse, because that's like a Terra Incarnate, just like BAM! Summon the Yubel, block the attack. Actually, now, more regularly, instead of actually blocking the attack, I actually just take the damage, because when the game is getting faster and faster and stronger and stronger, I do not know what my opponent is actually going to do second main phase, and that could actually be the death of me. I know, they try to attack you, like Limit Reverse, block their attack, oh, that's great, and then they summon like a big eye and they snatch it up, or they summon like a black strip of corn and send it to the graveyard, and it's just like, wow, that sucks. So, majority of the time now, when I activate Limit Reverse, I'd rather take the damage, and then during your end phase, where I know you can't really do anything else, I activate the Limit Reverse. You know, your MSTs you set your MSTs are not really active at the end of your end phase. You got your traps that aren't activated since it is the end of your turn, not my turn. They're not activated yet. So activate that Limit Reverse, summon the Yubel. There we go. And then on my turn, I turn into defense mode, destroy it, and summon Terra Incarnate. We got Compulse Escape Device. This is kind of be like another troll card. If you don't want to run it in this deck, you can run Torrential Tribute. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. You know, you have like Rabbit or Thunderbird on the field. You activate this or Torrential and hop out of the way and destroy all the cards. Recently, my friend Nate Pup, Brother Nate Brawl, did a video kind of revolving around the deck with Rabbit and Thunderbird and hopping away. I'll put a link in the description. You guys can go ahead and see his video and see how it's done. I wasn't actually sure if you could actually do it with something like this, because I believe that you start to choose a monster. I believe Nate told me that. So if I have like a Terra Incarnate and then I have like a Thunderbird, and then I activate Compulse Escape Device, and I target Thunderbird and it hops out of the way, I actually had to select another target, so I'd have to select the Terra Incarnate, which would return to the deck, and then I'd miss timing and it'd just be horrible. I didn't really get to try it out. I lost a good majority of the duels, and I never got to attempt to try this. But if you have like a single target, it does work. So if you don't want to take that chance, now since Nate brought it up, I understand actually the point. But you know, if you're just sitting on a rabbit or a Thunderbird and you activate this, you control the hell out of your opponent by putting their monster back to the deck, and then you get to hop out of the way, and your monster comes back. So that's awesome. And then that's pretty much the deck, 40 cards. I don't do side decks, as you guys know. Side decks are kind of personal. If you really want to know what I think should be in the side deck, this format, make sure you check out Scenario Side Sundays. I mean, I talk about what cards you should consider putting aside then, but I don't do side decks when it comes to this because I don't play the deck enough to be really designing a side deck for it, and every deck is different, and I can't just generically put like my side deck in real life for this deck, because it just doesn't work like that. Particular cards you can side out, with cards you can side out, with cards you can't, and it's just personal preference, so I try to leave that alone. So that's the reason why there's no side deck. Extra deck. 3 Black Dragos, he's the best. I rarely use his first effect to discard, well, not even discard, you send a Gemini monster from your hand to your graveyard to destroy a spell or trap. Sometimes I do it, sometimes it happens, and it's pretty interesting, the opponent doesn't even see it coming. Does that say $8? $8. I don't know what site is trying to sell him for $8, but he's not worth $8, he's worth like $1, and for those of you who don't have your Black Dragos, but run Synchro Yubel deck, I definitely recommend that you do get your Black Dragos because he's just so good. He's a 3000 beater when he's destroyed, and sent to the graveyard, you do get a Doom Shaman with his effect. So he doesn't even have to be in the field, just when he's destroyed and sent to the graveyard. So if you summon Black Drago and your opponent's Solemn Warnings or Solemn Judgments, he is destroyed, so you do get your Doom Shaman with his effect, summon Tinker, and then sync for another Black Drago and troll the hell out of your opponent because they just wasted life points for no apparent reason. 2 Scrap. Scrap is really awesome. You know, Scrap, my general play is to destroy Terra Incarnate, destroy one of your cards and summon Ultimate Nightmare, so switch from that slow paced defensive plays to like complete offense. But also, Scrap definitely works good in this deck because you have like Thunderbird and Rabbit, so it kind of works like the Scrap Radiance combo, where Scrap would target like a Rabbit or one of the Thunderbirds, and then you can chain their effect and then hop out of the way and you just get a free pop, and then the Rabbit or the Thunderbird come back. So that's generally how it works. Radiance, you know, Radiance is a really good card. When it comes out, I'm definitely gonna get it in real life. I think it might be like a promo, like in like maybe like a comic book. I forgot what those are called. You know what I mean? You know, like what Black Ship of Corn came in and like stuff like that. The comic book cards. That's where he'll probably come in, and I would definitely be picking them up. The Scrap Radiance combo, the Terra Incarnate Radiance combo, it's just kind of like, it fuels the troll effect, so definitely good. Stardust Dragon, you know, you gotta have a Stardust Dragon. Stardust Dragon is getting expensive, and the giveaway is actually about to commence, well, soon. Like I said, it's on March 1st, and I am giving away a Stardust Dragon. The super rare one that is that price, about $17. I am giving it away. I have an extra one, and I'm not really using it, so you guys can go ahead and win it. So, kind of had to splash in the giveaway, but Stardust is really good because it's another way to upgrade your Terra Incarnate into an Ultimate Nightmare besides just using the Scrap. The play is kind of slow because, you know, you don't get that attack with Ultimate Nightmare, but during the end phase you get to choose which effect goes first, so you can either choose for Terra Incarnate to destroy Stardust, or you can choose for Stardust to negate Terra Incarnate, it's still the end phase, so it would go and then come back, and then Ultimate Nightmare would be summoned, so in the end you would be on the Ultimate Nightmare and the Stardust Dragon, which is really good. We got Gaia Knight, Force of Earth. He is a pretty good card. Like I said, this deck is good at hopping away, so you can like hop away with a Thunderbird, it comes back, and then you summon a Tinker and then sync with it. You got some 4s, you got Effers, and Armageddon Knights. I recently actually put this card in my real life deck because, you know, sometimes I can actually sync for 6, and he is currently the best 6. The other 2 are banned, which is Brownock and Goyo Guardian. Goyo Guardian did not come back, and I still have him in real life. He's sitting right there on my shelf, trolling me every single day. But Gaia Knight is still good because, once again, he is over the attack barrier. So that's what makes him really good, is that when your opponent summons like a problem Stardust, you know, I summon Gaia Knight and run him over. We got Catastor. I actually have one of these in real life, and it looks like Catastor is $30, so I'm actually giving away one of these in the giveaway too. So Make sure that you guys actually have a Catastrophe. I bought it when it was like 12-15 bucks, and now it's getting more expensive because apparently Mermail Ancients can summon it. That's kind of like their out card when they're having a problem with something, which really doesn't work against me because all my cards are dark, so whatever. The point is that it's a pretty good card. I can hop away with Rabbit, summon it back, and then sync it with Tinker, so definitely wanted to have that possibility, since I do have 3s, which would be Rabbit, so I can sync for 5. So, Catastrophe is up in here. We got Excalibur, and I'm going to do this right now. I'm actually taking out Excalibur pretty much permanently, because, well, it really depends on the deck. In this deck, and I did this with my real life Yubel deck also, accidentally, I actually took out Excalibur and Blatant Gemini Pearl, because I have other monsters that aren't just Warrior, such as Godia. I run Godia in my real life deck, I take the damage, from like you killing Armageddon Knight, summon a Godia. I make him 4 by copying Armageddon Knight in the graveyard, and then I summon like another Armageddon Knight, and then I can go into an Exceed, which is a 4, but, Godia is not a warrior, he is a fiend, so I can't make Excalibur, and if I'm running into like a problem monster, such as Stardust, that I can't get over, I'm just plain old screwed, aren't I? So, I would go into a Gemini Pearl. So, in this deck, you have Thunderbird. He is a Thunder, and he's level 4, so you can hop out of the way with Thunderbird, bring it back, summon like Armageddon Knight, and Exceed for a Gemini Pearl, and run over your opponent's card. So, Gemini Pearl would be a better inclusion than Excalibur in this deck. It really depends. Good majority of the Yubel decks don't run any level 4s besides Warrior, so in that case, Excalibur would be better, but if you're running anything that's level 4 that's not Warrior, Gemini Pearl is the better call. Got that Black Ship of Corn, or the Black Dip of Porn, as some people like to call it, just to make fun of it. It's a really good card. Those Zenmaines. People love to go into Zenmaines, and, Zenmaines could definitely be a problem. I mean, I could summon Yubel a whole bunch, but I really don't feel like Terra Incarnate being destroyed from a stupid Zenmaines, and not summon Ultimate Nightmare. I'm probably not going to attack. Maybe you'll attack me, take the damage, and detach, and then pop my Ultimate Nightmare. It's kind of just an inconvenience. It's an inconvenience like Starlight Road, Starlight Road would destroy my Terra Incarnate, summon the Ultimate Nightmare, and then I usually put it in defense mode, because, I really don't want to deal with that. Stardust Dragon kill my Ultimate Nightmare, so, Zenmaines is an inconvenience for Yubel. So, if I can easily summon a Black Ship of Corn, and just send it to the graveyard and inflict 1,000 to you, that's really good. And for those people who are taking my Terra Incarnate with Big Eye, I can send the Terra Incarnate with Black Ship of Corn, you take 1,000 damage. Since I'm the owner, and Yubel doesn't miss timing, I get to summon the Ultimate Nightmare, and then Ultimate Nightmare will attack your Big Eye, so you take 26. So, that's pretty much the reason why Black Ship of Corn is in here, and I got one in real life. It costs about 10 bucks, and if you guys, I consider that you guys should definitely pick up a Black Ship of Corn, because it's a pretty good card. Next we have Maestroke. Maestroke is the go-to card. In my real life Yubel deck, he is also the go-to card. Basically, when I'm sitting like on an Armageddon Knight and a Grapher, or an Armageddon Knight, another Armageddon Knight, and I'm just like, well, they're gonna die anyway, I might as well go into something. It's kind of like my go-to card, just like, what, let me just make a Maestroke and just sit on it, Its ass is pretty big, of 23. When it's destroyed, I can just detach, and it's kind of like a Book of Moon, and it can kill a nice handful of things, so kind of there because he's the go-to card. Got that Diamond Direwolf. I recently said that I ordered a Diamond Direwolf, but then I decided to take it out of my extra deck, and then the people didn't have any more copies of Diamond Direwolf, so they actually refunded me my money, so in the end, everything worked out pretty well. But Diamond Direwolf works really well in here because, as you guys know, Rabbit is a Beast Warrior, so if you have Diamond Direwolf, and you can detach, target the Rabbit will then chain hop out of the way. It kind of works like a Scrap Dragon, which is kind of like what Diamond Direwolf is. It's kind of like a Scrap Dragon. It's kind of like a splashable card that people are trying to put in an extra deck because, he's kind of like a Scrap Dragon. He kills himself to kill a card, which could definitely be useful at times. But, I don't know, I just took him out. I felt like Black Ship of Corn was doing a better job at handling the situation. If I really need to destroy something, I'll summon Yubel. And the last card is Zenmaines. I just talked about how you should kill Zenmaines with Black Sugar Corn, but you know, Zenmaines is in here because I do run Rabbit, so Rabbit can hop out of the way, summon itself, and then I summon another Rabbit, and I can see for Zenmaines. So Zenmaines is really the only rank 3 Xyz that I like. I really don't like Acid Golem because I can't special summon. I don't really like Leviathan or Levier, you know. I really don't remove from play, so Levier is not really good. Leviathan is just like, he gets up to the attack barrier, so it's just like, eh. If I really want to troll you, I'd rather make a Zenmaines, so that's the reason why Zenmaines is in here. So that was the deck profile for you guys. I apologize that you guys didn't really get to see the duels with it. I pretty much just lost a handful of duels with it, and I've just been kind of on the down slope. I'm thinking about taking a hiatus. I don't know, you guys tell me. I mean, I've been doing things every single day, and it's just like, I really don't even feel like playing Yu-Gi-Oh right now. So I was thinking about taking a hiatus, but, I mean, if you guys say, no, don't take a hiatus, keep on doing videos, I'll keep on doing videos, but I'm just kind of feeling like, really don't feel like doing any videos anymore, Yu-Gi-Oh related. I don't know. I need to start playing more Mabinogi. I'm actually going to get back on Mabinogi. I really feel like I've been, like, not putting effort into Mabinogi. I feel like I only get on Mabinogi to record, and I'll go, like, weeks on end. I mean, if you guys haven't seen my New Year's video, you saw my Stack of Shame, where that was all my NX cards from 2012 to, as you guys know, this is the end of February, and I haven't bought a single NX card because I haven't done anything. As you guys know, my Mabinogi series, my VIP has ran out, I haven't paid Rebirth, I haven't done anything, and really I only get on to just do videos for you guys, so I need to get back on that. For those of you who are wondering about Minecraft, on the Minecraft series we're talking about ending the session, which the session does end, but we did do a second session, and it's even funnier and more enjoyable than the first session. I know you guys love the letters to fill up, so for those of you who love the letters to fill up, there's a lot more to come. Spoiler alert, we blow up Philip's room like frickin' 5 times with Creeper, so a lot of letters to fill up. Pokemon Randomizer, need to record some more of that, which I'll probably do the day that this is uploaded. I need to record some more of that. I just beat the 3rd gym, which I think was electric, so the 4th gym I think is your father, so the normal gym, so I'll figure out how to get through that. I'm not sure, I don't remember, I don't think I have a fighting Pokemon, so I'm pretty much just gonna have to Leroy Jenkins that shit. So that's pretty much the update. I mean, I do want to take a break from Yu-Gi-Oh! At least until the format stables out. People just want to just get on and just test out the best decks of the format, and I understand that, but it's kind of like no one's doing it for fun anymore. People are just doing it just to win. They just want to get on and test out their decks. Everybody and their mother wants to play Dark World right now. You know, they got 3 Mind Crash. They're just like, oh, I want to play Dark World, which is perfectly fine. Like I said, depending on how many people play Dark Worlds this format, I might actually cite in the card that I have that I'm going to talk about in the next Scenario Side Sunday, so look forward to that. So that's pretty much, everybody just wants to try out these new decks. No one wants to just play for fun, play with decks that they create and come out, because it's the beginning of the format. So I understand, that's the reason why I'm going to just take a break. And I hope you guys understand, so you guys tell me in the comments what you guys think. Should I take a break or should I just keep on going? And for those of you who are wondering what the next Yubel deck is for this one, I am not really sure. I just don't really, to tell you the truth, I want to play my own Yubel deck. I really don't feel like using someone else's Yubel deck in any gimmicks. I just want to just get back to what I enjoy, which is playing my own Yubel decks. But if I would say I would continue with the Yubel decks, I would say the next one would be Yubel Dragonides, but I kind of don't like that one. I'm gonna tell you my opinion of the deck right now before we even get to it. I think of that deck like I think of the Malefic deck. Just keep them separate. Malefics belong with Malefics, Yubel belongs with Yubel, and trying to put them together is just like, mediocre at best. So someone did do a Dragonity Yubel deck for the contest. I can't remember who did it, so I apologize, but I did make it on here, and I guess I could do that, but like I said, it's a Dragonity deck. It's just like, it's basically Dragonities with Yubel, that's it. There's no, like, mixing of it, there's no, like, helping each other out, there's no I scratch your back, you scratch my back. It's just like, Yubel, you do your thing, Dragoonities, you do your thing, and everything just goes like, eh. So that's probably going to be next. For those of you who are wondering, there's actually a deck that was supposed to be in Season 4 that I never actually released, and it was actually supposed to be a Yubel Darkworld deck. I ended up making it. I thought it would be a good idea for the 4th season, for be like a 4th season Yubel deck. I even have the thumbnail for it and everything, and I pretty much scrapped it. I don't like it. I had to play, it's pretty much just kind of like this deck where you sit on Terra Incarnate and you summon Grapha and you poke them, and then you summon Grapha and you poke them, and you summon Grapha. And it sounds like generally it sounds like a good idea, but I just don't like the thought of it, because the Darkworld concept and the Yubel concept kind of butt heads, and it's a difficult deck. I did make it, but I just don't like it. You gotta run those troll-ass cards just to keep the consistency up, so you gotta run like drag down and stuff just to make sure that you can discard your cards, make sure you have enough discard outlets, and I just don't like playing a deck like that, and I just don't feel like doing it. So, I mean, if you guys really want to see the deck, I guess I can do it, but to tell you the truth, I don't like it. I know that I never did the Yubel story deck profile. I was planning on doing it for my 300 sub special, but I'm just having a hard time with subs. I really don't know. I mean, I don't want to, I think I did a video about, I think it was like, I had like 50 subs and I lost like a whole bunch, and I did like a video asking what you guys wanted, and you guys give me your opinion, and I based off a lot of things. But, you know, I'm just kind of in a slump when it comes to subs. I'm like, what, 278, and then I go up to like 280, then I go back down to 278, then I go back down to 275, and I'm just kind of like bouncing up and down with subs. So, that's what I'm pretty much planning to do for the 200 sub special. I know I never did the deck profile for the Yubel story, and you guys are like, well, it was kind of like one of the most iconic decks in Season 3, and then it made an appearance in the beginning of Season 4, and you just never did the deck profile, and I understand, and I apologize for that, for those of you who really wanted to see the deck profile. But we will get to that as soon as I reach 300 sub, which hopefully is soon, but like I said, I'm just getting kind of tired of Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now, and I just want to kind of take a hiatus, a step away from Yu-Gi-Oh! You guys tell me, but there's a lot of fun things. If it's not take a step away from Yu-Gi-Oh! And take a break from Yu-Gi-Oh! In general for the videos, I'm suggesting that I take a break from doing the created decks, your suggested decks, and kind of just do my own thing with my own Yubel deck. I don't know, you guys tell me. I've never done like a tag duel before on Dev Pro, which is one of the things that you're excited for, so maybe I can do like some tag duels with my own Yubel deck and like a partner, maybe like Cold Zephyro or Madara or someone like that. I don't know, you guys tell me. So this video ran kind of longer because I kind of want to just update you on life and how I'm just kind of sick of Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile, and hopefully I'll get to 300 subs so I can do the deck profile for the Yubel story deck. So if you haven't entered the giveaway, make sure you enter, because like I said, there's some nice cards that I'm giving away. Like I said, Stardust, Catastor, Black Rose, Safe Zones, you just name it, and I'm giving it away. And the contest, or not contest, the giveaway ends on March 1st. So make sure that you enter. And then on March 1st, I'll pretty much do a video of me just putting in the names on randomizer. And those would be the winners, and they can contact me, their address. And the way I'm going to do it is that the first winner, you get the first pick, and then the winners after that, you get to pick, since you are the winner, first winner. So, I don't want you guys to all win and then you all be like, well, I want the Catastor, because really I only have one Catastor. So, the first winner, you get to choose your card, you give me your shipping address, and the reason why I'm going to do a video of it is to make sure that you guys know who the winner is. I mean, it's kind of like a double-edged sword, in which, sure, you guys get to see that I put the names in the randomizer, but then it's kind of like a double-edged sword, because then you guys will probably be harassing me or harassing the winners and being like, well, did he send you the stuff? To tell you the truth, the stuff is already, the cards are already in top loaders. All I gotta do is just put it in an envelope with your shipping address, your mailing address, and then just bam. It'll get there when it gets there. If it doesn't get there, then I apologize, and we'll deal with that if that issue comes up. But I'm kind of like cutting myself with this double-edged sword because I really don't want you guys to harass me and other people, being like, "Well, did you get the cards? Did you get the cards? Oh, you didn't get the cards? Oh, you suck." And yeah, so, but I definitely want you guys to confirm. I want to confirm with you guys who the winners are and show you that I'm not just like picking my friends or anything like that, because, you know, that's not the way I roll. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and there'll be much more to come, I guess. I don't know, like I said, I just want to take a break. So do the usual, like, comment, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.